I think this is the fourth or fifth time that we've streamed this, and this is the fourth or fifth different configuration that we've had on the table out here.
And I don't think I've ever played it in the same configuration.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I love that it's modular. It's also kind of a pain in the ass that it's modular.
Yeah.
But I think I like this better because it allows you to manipulate based on your table
space, yeah.
Right, and your table space. So it's kind of nice. All right. So again, I'm going to do a not detailed, but a maybe detailed overview, sort of. So we have victory point track, round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. So we have the hype board over here. So this is going to be tracking our marketing right there. Mm-hmm. This is tracking our income over there. Everybody has a player board and a tableau area. So everyone's going to be in a different spot. So my tableau, my board, and my tableau will be down here. Derek's is there, and it will be up there. John's there and up there. And Greg there and there. All right, so this is a dice placement game. Everybody starts with 4 workers. I use workers in air quotes because these are our workers. We have dice. These are the best use of dice ever in a board game. You do not roll them. You simply set them, all right? But those are our workers in this game. You have the ability to acquire 2 more workers as the game goes on. There are 2 different ways to acquire workers. One is through that board, and the other in our game is going to be through that space right there. So we have 4 workers. A ton of money. We are so flush with cash. We're going to blow it all, and then we're going to be broke the rest of the game, bitching about, wow, I had all that money. Where did it go? So the game takes place over 5 rounds. Well, hold on. Let me back up. Let's celebrate. This is Crystal Palace, 1851, World's Fair. So it is preparation leading up to the World's Fair in 1851. So we start in 1849, spring, fall, spring, fall, spring, and we go into the World's Fair in 1851. So it's a dice placement game. So 5 rounds. As noted there, there are 7 steps within each of those 5 rounds. We follow all 7 steps in all 5 rounds. And there's a handy dandy and a legitimate, look, Greg, am I smiling? Okay, so I am serious. It is a great player aid.
It is a great player.
It's an off-camera joke. All right, so step 1 says you are going to set whatever value you want your dice to be. Mm-hmm. You have an unlimited amount of cash flow in this game. Why? Loans. Okay. So you set whatever your dice you want them to be, and then you're going to cover them up. And then once we have done that, we are all going to reveal. And then when we reveal, now comes the painful part. For every pip, you pay $1. It's technically £1 British sterling, but I digress. So set your dice, pay for your dice. Then the higher dice are always better in this game, but they're also more expensive. So then we will, whoever has the highest total pip value of their dice is going to go first. And then normally, well, no, let me keep going. Then whoever has the lowest pip value is going to get 1 newspaper, which are going to be a little bit of manipulation that you can, like bonus resource that you can manipulate based on that track over there. And then the house rule comes in. Normally, it is whoever is, and then from whoever the first player is, it's clockwise. Our house rule is this. If Greg and I both set our dice at 19, and then I have the tiebreaker in that, and what's the tiebreaker? I forget.
The highest to the left. The second most.
Pit value. So if we both have a 6, give me your dice. Do this way. All right. So let's say all of our pit values, Greg and I were the same. There's that. And then Greg has that as his second die, and I have that as my second die right there. Let's try this a little bit better. Sorry about that. So we both have it 19. We're the highest total pip value between all of our dice. We then compare the dice. So 1 by 1, that's our highest. Okay, then that's our next highest. I have the next highest, so therefore I actually am the first player. So our house rule here is normally it's clockwise from that player. And Greg, even though he has the same high value, going last in turn order really is not great in this game. So our house rule is this. Whoever is second in turn order chooses the direction.
That's right.
We either go clockwise or we go anti-clockwise for that round. So in that case, then Greg says, oh, let's go anti-clockwise. So then it would go me, Greg, John, Derek. So that's the heavy cardboard house rule. A lot of people use it. Definitely recommend it. You follow your heart on that stuff. All right. So getting back to your player aid here, or my player aid, as it were. So there we go. We've determined turn order and we've set our dice. Then in player order, you may choose any one of your available dice and place it onto any of the available 8 buildings that are out there. So kind of like the game that we played earlier this week with
oranges and
oranges and lemons. So it's going to be very similar in that regard to where we're going to be placing a die on your turn out on the available spaces up here at the top. And then it becomes the next player. Keep going round and round and round until you're out of dice. If you're out of dice, you're done. And then otherwise, you keep placing dice. Now, you are never required to place dice. But if you pass, you're done for the round. So keep that in mind. There are 8 buildings out here. So we have, as you can see, and I lost my pointer.
Sarah had it.
There we go. We have the Patent Office, number 1. We have the British Museum, number 2. The Bank of England, number 3. Westminster, number 4. The Reform Club, number 5. London Times, number 6. The Port of London, number 7. And Waterloo Station, number 8. You never have to remember those names. Just know the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We read left to right, top to bottom, so that's how we're going to do it. We'll go ahead and take a look at the Patent Office. That has a pretty good description on how you do this. So when you choose to place a die, if I have a 6 here, my options to place that die are that die value or higher. So I literally can place it on any one. When we are done placing all of our dice, we are going to rearrange these in pip value. So it could be for whatever reason, I choose that there, and then maybe there, and then I choose something like that. Let's say that's it, okay? So we're done. Then in pip value order, we're going to drop those down, and that's going to be the execution order, not as in bang, bang, you're dead, but as in that player is going to go first, that's going to go second, third, fourth, so on and so forth. Moving back to the top, please. All right. You'll notice that when you go into this space, it has a minus $2. What does that mean? You guessed it. You owe $2 to place. So you've got to have the liquidity to be able to do that. In addition to that, you see that there is an assistant up top. The assistant is going to get you a bonus option, a little mini action when you place that die onto that space. Okay? And then when we activate, during the second phase of this, we are going to get a newspaper if you were in one of those slots. Very simple, very straightforward. Now you'll notice that there are 5 places to place dice and there are only 4 activations. Well, if you were the 5th one and you happen to not get a space, so sad, plan better, you get a dollar from the supply, but hopefully maybe go ahead and put those back out there if you would. And Greg, let's say you put a 2 out there in that last spot. So he paid $2 for the privilege. So you'll notice, and he paid $2 for the die, remember. So then when we activate, go ahead and move them. Oh, hey, look at that. Blue, in that case, paid $1 for the die, placed it, but sad, they get $1 in return for doing that. However, you'll notice that there are other places. And if we look down actually below that, down here in Westminster, you'll notice that when you activate, you get $1 or you pay a couple of dollars. If you have a spot and you choose not to go to it, you do not get the bonus $1. That's an important distinction here,
You
okay?
have to be forced into it.
You have to, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't.
Yeah.
Here's a pity buck.
Right, yeah.
All right. Okay, so again, getting back to the player aid, choose dice, pay for them, place them, then we're going to activate them 1 through 8. Then we're going to go ahead and pay our income for all the people that we've hired. We haven't talked about that. Then we're going to maybe flip some patents into inventions. And then we're going to get income and stuff. And then do stuff at the black market, rinse and repeat, do that 5 times. That's it.
Yep.
Now, obviously, there's a whole lot. Like, I'm not going to go through what every individual building does. We've done that a lot. John, if you need any kind of clarification, I can do that.
Okay.
Are you comfortable with it?
Yeah.
All right.
There's some icons.
Yeah. And we can reference stuff in the rule book and all that stuff. So with that said, let's rock and roll. Over under Glory to Rome's. It's 5 rounds. We all truly hate each other deep down inside.
We were just talking about that before we started. How
We,
much we hate each
yeah,
other.
really, yeah. We'll go 9.5.
Definitely
I was
this
gonna say,
group.
you undervalued
The other side last
Yeah,
night, so
yeah.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, place your bets. Don't pick John.
Well, actually, you know what? No,
He
John.
could.
He's got
He
some
could.
good luck to him.
That and
Yeah.
he is the age esteem expert.
This is around the age of Steam. Around this
It
time,
really
right?
is. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
it's,
There are a lot of steam engine
That's true.
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
things that you can build.
there are. So all right. Yeah. Place your bets over under 9.5. Well, you made it this far. I think you liked the video. If you did, leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought about it. Certainly would appreciate it. While you're here, subscribe. Watch other videos. Patreon. All that fun stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it. Seriously, leave a comment. I want to know.